Welcome back to day 53 of our one pose a day for 100 days. Today's pose, similar to yesterday, but we're on the floor, side lying bow pose, or Ardha Parsva Dhanurasana, a version of. So we will be laying on our side, so you can use a blanket for a little padding if your floor is a little bit more firm. We'll use an optional strap, and I'll show briefly a standing version because basically the side lying bow pose is opening up the front of the body, the hips, and the thighs. So a standing version using either a chair or a wall for support. All right, let's get started. Stand or sit nice and tall, arms out to the side. We'll take a nice inhale, lengthen your spine, palms overhead, and exhale, lower. Adding the head, let's raise and look upward. Exhale, lowering chin to chest, allowing yourself to arrive to your one pose practice today, letting everything else outside go. As you draw the palms overhead next, let's exhale, palms together and down. Okay, let's get started. So I'll demonstrate how you can use a chair or wall standing. So you'll stand facing the wall or the chair. You could have your hands on the wall or hands on the chair. And we're going to try a little horse kick to grab our foot or ankle. If we do get it, you want to bring your knee right in alignment under your hip and pull that heel. Roll that shoulder back and pull that heel in towards your hip. You're going to feel a lot of stretch there. If that feels okay for you, you can start to press your knee back and just imagine you're making a nice bow shape with the hand and the foot. Now, if we can't grab our foot, you grab your strap and make yourself a loop, and then you're going to stand firm, holding onto the wall or the chair, and wrap the strap around your ankle. And what I like to do is have a nice long arm. I walk my hand back just as far as it goes. Let's say it's here. I roll that right shoulder back, bring that knee back in alignment under the hip, in line with that other knee, and I start to press my foot back into that strap and roll that same shoulder back. And maybe this is it, and I feel a nice opening stretch here, pausing and breathing. And that's our standing version of bow pose. All right. Otherwise, let's come down to the floor. I'll demonstrate first because, again, maybe watching from lying on your side is a little bit more difficult. A couple options. Again, if the floor is hard, you can open up your blanket and a little extra padding, or use your blanket. I'll grab another one here also for a little pillow for our neck. I'm going to lay on my side, so we'll use your left side, I'll mirror you. We'll lay on our side, and I double fold this blanket so I have a nice pillow that gives me a nice neutral neck. Now, you don't have to do that. You could hold that hand under your head, but it's kind of nice in this case because we want to use our arm for a little support. I'm stacking my hips, my shoulders. Start with bent knees and ankles stacked, and then I reach around. As I bring that foot behind me, can I grab my foot and my ankle? And maybe if I can reach this, the ultimate pose, I walk my hand inside to the inner blade of the foot. And that allows me to roll that shoulder even more open. And then I press my knee back, press my foot into my hand. I get a nice opening. Imagine a nice big bow shape of my arm and my leg behind me. And I kind of roll a little bit forward just so I'm not feeling like I'm going to topple back. Right? I lean into that forward hand. And similarly, if I can't reach my foot behind me, you may have to come up for a second so you can wrap that strap around your foot. Come back to your side, all the same setup. Roll that shoulder back and a nice long arm. So try not to over muscle pulling that foot towards you. Have a nice, walk your hand down your strap as far as you comfortably go with that hip opening. And same idea, I press that knee slightly back behind me, press the foot into the strap, roll that shoulder open, roll the hips just a little bit forward so you're using a little counterbalance, and we'll breathe into that. So find your position, whether it's standing against the wall or a chair or laying on your left side. Let's all come down. I'm going to mirror you. Use either a blanket for padding underneath you or for your head for a nice level support. Shoulders, hips are stacked, knees bent with your knees stacked to start. Use your strap or have it nearby if we think we need it. Roll that top shoulder back, your right shoulder. Bend that right knee. Bring that foot behind you and see if you can grab the foot. If you can't, use your strap. Maybe if you're holding onto your foot or ankle, can you walk your hand to the inner blade, inner arch of that foot so the shoulder rolls back even more. Now try to keep that knee just a little bit in line with your hip. Could be a tiny bit higher, but don't have it way high or way behind you to start. And then when you're ready, you can take that knee slightly behind you as you press that foot into your hand. A nice long arm. Roll your hips just slightly forward so you're not going to topple backwards. And find your range of motion. We'll hold here. So it's a little counterbalance. So you press your foot into your hand, having a nice long arm. It gives you a little counterbalance there, creating that bow pose. If you're using your strap, remember your arm is nice and long. Walk your hand down the strap towards your foot. Shoulder is rolled back, that top shoulder. The bottom arm is just resting here on the floor or under your head if you're not using that extra folded blanket or pillow. Let's take 2 more nice full breaths. Extending that knee slightly back behind you. Remember, no strain, no pain, no discomforts. Just a nice stretch down the front of that right side of your body. On your next exhale, gently release the knee back. Bring that hand back in front of you. And then we'll switch sides. I'm going to come on up and roll to the other side. So today my back is not to you like it was yesterday. Bring your strap with you, your extra folded blanket or pillow. If you're standing at the wall or the chair, you're going to switch the sides, grabbing the opposite foot, or use your strap if you need it. So I'll demonstrate this side using the strap. So I'm going to come on up, fold my strap in half, and then loop it around the foot. So you might have to come up quite a ways. Remember that nice long arm. Lay on your side, hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Roll that top shoulder back, your left shoulder. And then long arms, start to press that knee and foot back behind you. Keep it a little bit, maybe it's a tiny bit higher than your hip or level with your hip. Roll your hips forward so you're not falling backwards. Even if I can't grab my foot, you can see I can still make that nice bow pose. Long arm. Foot is pressing into the strap to give me a little resistance to press that knee back, giving me nice leverage. And we'll hold here in this sideline half bow pose, Ardha Parsva Dhanurasana, a version of. We'll demonstrate bow pose or half bow pose in other modifications, should I say. And let's take 2 more nice full breaths, pressing that knee slightly behind you. Nice long arm. And then slowly release. Bring that knee back. You can remove the strap. Take a nice easeful breath. Roll your chest forward into that top hand. And come on back up. Remember, nice prop seated position. If you can sit on the floor with your spine nice and straight, that's perfectly fine, but blankets, props are your friends. Remember that. And I love my props. I can't do without them. I could maybe, but I love to use them. All right, sit up nice and tall. Let's take our nice closing breath together. Nice inhale, palms overhead. Exhaling, draw your palms together and down. I thank you for joining this one pose practice today, our sideline half bow pose. I look forward to seeing you back tomorrow.